One of the reasons right now, I think there's a couple of reasons, that we're not running with the sense of urgency that we need to as a body of Christ. I'm talking about a collective body of Christ. One of the reasons I think is this. I do think that we're in this weird era right now, and maybe this has been forever, but it seems really prevalent right now, where we allow the naive to drive the narrative. We allow the naive to drive the narrative. And there's a couple of ways that we become naive. One way is we're so narrow-minded, or we're so closed off. I'll hit this a little bit more later. And you might say, well, that's more like ignorant, right? You're just keeping your eyes sheltered. But another way that we're naive is we simply haven't been around long enough or seen long enough, and I see a grave danger. Here's one of the grave dangers I have seen, and that is this, that younger generations right now, a lot of times, get to drive the narrative of what the church should be about. Young generations, young people. I'm 37, right? But I mean like younger than me, like teenagers or early 20s. And in this desire to satisfy the youth, we allow youth to drive the narrative of what church is supposed to be like. And so you have churches that are like, oh man, all of the young people, they don't like that the church is getting too political. They don't like that the church is being so bold right now. They don't like that the church isn't being nice enough to people who don't agree. And I get it. Young people are surrounded with a post-Christian culture that, by the way, who gave it to them? Y'all, us, we did, right? And I get that those young people they're involved in that. But then what happens is this: we allow that naivete to drive the narrative of the body of Christ and to get weak instead of strong. And here's my encouragement, by the way, to you young people, because that temptation will come to you, right? And I'm not just talking about early teens. And this, I think, is a 20 and a 30-something problem. But let me just say something to this. Maybe young people, maybe your entire 4 years as an adult isn't quite enough time to evaluate the reality of the world that you live in. And maybe some people older than you, who have been around long enough, can see a decay of culture and a decay of the church with a much longer perspective than you, who raise their hand and go, no, now is exactly the time for us to be running to and fro. Now is exactly the time for us to be raising the alarm. And the body of Christ needs to be aware and to not be driven by trying to satisfy the appeals of youth. We need the wisdom of decades of experience looking in and saying, no, we've got a problem here, and we need to work at it. We need to work at it.